back to They Did What, your source of the next craziest, most entertaining stories where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to go over a story titled, I Met Up with the Affair Partner's Wife. And guys, this story is about a husband who's now in the divorce process, where this is a multi-part story all rolled into one video here about a guy 6 months ago. He started the divorce process with his wife after finding out she was cheating on him. And in that process, this guy eventually reached out to the affair partner's wife to let her know. And guess what? They're starting to see each other. How interesting is that? A good way to get revenge on the wife and the affair partner. But also in this, he's going to document all the crap his wife is doing to him, trying to make things difficult, try to get him back. And she is a complete and total narcissist, as you're going to see get on her behavior here. But that'd be a good one to go over here, guys, showing what a lot of guys may go through, how they didn't do anything wrong, but yet there may have to be the bad guys, but they're wise. But how funny little things like this, getting involved with the affair partner's wife or girlfriend, is a funny little way of payback here. And by the way, this story is also ongoing, so if you see any more updates down the road, let me know. So he says here, and again, this is like 4 or 5 parts into one, starting 6 months ago. He says, long story short, I've been living in the last 9 months with my wife cheating. We had 2 discussion dates and tried working things out, but she kept reaching back out to him, giving him little pokes to what seemed like letting him know she was still here. In other words, the husband caught her cheating, stayed, and she's back to the same thing. Big surprise. Once a cheater, always a cheater. You dump them when they do this. I finally decided to walk away, probably gave her too much of my time and chances. We're going through divorce, and since then I've opened myself up, to the degree of reaching out to the other betrayed spouse. Why not? The wife of the guy that's banging your wife deserves to know. Well, she was thankful I contacted her again. I had anonymously called her months ago to inform her husband was cheating on her with my wife. We talked a little and decided to meet up for coffee. I was able to fill some blanks in for her, and likewise she did the same for me. We continued talking throughout the next 2 weeks, and we ended up hanging out again, more casual this time. We got some food, cruised around, and ended up sitting on a bench drinking a little bit. Well, I'd be drinking too after all this shit. You can see where this is going, but you better keep this on the down low through the divorce process, even though the wife screwed up the marriage. It ended up by me dropping her off at her house. The next day, she wanted to hang out on her porch and talk. This ended up in an all-night ordeal of live music, hanging out with her at her friend's house, where some affection and good time took place. Hey, there you go. I got no problem with this. His wife was cheating on him, and this guy can freaking be banging the wife of the dude who was cheating on. You get the point. As we got to her place, I ended up staying where we only snuggled, which honestly was more satisfying than if any of us made a move. I think it showed each other a lot anyways, that things are heating up, and it's been quite an enjoyable experience so far. Seems like a lot of chemistry. What a crazy circumstance to meet someone, and it goes this well. Let's hear some input. That's the first part 6 months ago. So, good for him. Keep it on the down low. This can maybe get through the divorce. But the thing is, these guys are trauma bonding. They've been through life-changing things, heartbroken, divorce, so this tends to happen. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a long-term prospect. Next update. This was a little bit later. It's been interesting since I posted. My soon-to-be ex-wife is trying to claw me back into her control. That's what narcissists do. She found out I was talking to the affair partner's wife, contacted the affair partner before having a discussion with me. I'd be like, bitch, it's none of your fucking business. She has cracked my safe with the locksmith's help and taken $7,000, which she returned shortly after our lawyers got involved. She bugged my truck with GPS and has lingered around my house while having her own space and apartment because she's mad I filed for sole occupancy. So he's living in the house, and she has an apartment. She had to leave, and she broke in and got a locksmith to open the safe, took $7,000 and bugged his truck. Psycho. I came out of a Menards with the kids last night, and a cop was there waiting. She called thinking I'm unsafely transporting the kids. I'm not sure what angle she's trying to take to get dirt on me, including threatening drug tests on me and my brother. Anywhere I take the kids, which isn't a problem. It's just all craziness, all the while wanting me back. She wants control. She doesn't want you. She doesn't love you. She doesn't have to go through the pain in the ass of the divorce. Right there. Spiteful, spiteful, spiteful. This is what narcissists do. Narcissists think that everybody else is the problem but them. Narcissists are never wrong. If you guys ever encounter people in your life that no matter what it is, everybody else is in the wrong, even though they're fucking assholes and create problems and try to control everything and try to ruin people that don't agree with them, that's a narcissist. The affair partner has not reached out to me, probably since I put the fear of God in him, but has threatened to not pick up his kids up and quit his job, so she, his soon-to-be ex, can't collect child support. She's getting to be able to refinance the house under her name. By the way, you'll find a little bit later, this guy scared the bejesus out of the affair partner when he caught something going on. My soon-to-be ex is still expecting me to give her another chance, and texts me endlessly and honestly gives me an added amount of anxiety, playing on family, any of all my faults, etc. See? On his faults. Everything. He's the bad guy. He's the reason we're getting divorced. He's the reason I cheated. It's not my fault. As far as me and the affair partner's wife, we still have been having a good time talking to each other. Vibes are good, and the only red flags are who our soon-to-be exes are. There's a part of me that doesn't want a long-term relationship with someone with kids. It might sound selfish since I have kids, but I never asked for this to happen, and taking on another person's kids seems like so much, maybe for the right person, plus I'm still early on with all this, maybe I haven't processed it all. Dude, this is all fresh and new. We've been seeing this chick a month or so. You're trauma bonding. You get along great. Okay, cool, and you can help each other out, but I just don't see, in my opinion, a good long-term prospect here. I could be wrong, but I don't blame him. He wants to be a stepdad again, or a stepdad even though he has kids. Another update. This is like 5 months ago. Me and the affair partner's wife have such a great time. Went on an overnight with nice dinner, games at Pins, and a hotel stay, all of which didn't include anything sexual. Imagine that these days is self-control. Although there was plenty of sexual energy, that's an update with that. Okay, dude, at this point you gotta bang the chick. For goodness sake. On the other hand, divorce hearing is set for sole occupancy of the family home that I occupy and custody arrangements. My wife continues to endlessly text me. 1 minute she'll call me toxic, an emotionally abusive husband, and the next she'll be sending me sexy photos and inviting me over. How is he toxic? Emotionally abusive, really? If anybody's being emotionally abusive, it's her. And then, again, narcissist, nothing's wrong with me. He's the big problem. And then being a narcissist has to send all these spicy pictures of herself because she's so amazing that, of course, he'll want her back. She's constantly trying to get me back and is honestly emotionally and mentally draining. I did download a parenting app today and will be blocking her soon. Good. The sad thing is he has kids with her, and one way or another she'll be in his life forever. This is why you're so careful, guys, who you marry. And you got to do your homework. Monday and Tuesday were my day with the kids, and she withheld them from me. Says I have a drinking problem. A drink or two on nights I don't have the kids. She also kicked my door into my house on Sunday, but still wants me to take her back. She showed up at his house and kicked down his door. Called the cops. I don't know about you guys, with this crazy ex, I would be having ring cameras all over my freaking house. In the house, outside of the house, on my car, a body cam. You can't trust anything this crazy bitch is going to do. I'm also still mourning what has been lost from my family unit. The divorce process seems very hurtful, at least it has so far. The soon-to-be ex-wife told me that I would hate her through this process. Veiled threat if I didn't take her back. Why don't these betrayers just let us move on and make it fair for the kids and leave us alone? Why the need to try and destroy to seek what control they still have that they think they have? Because she's a narcissist. Because people like this are narcissists. You're the bad guy, which caused her to cheat. You're the bad guy for divorcing her. And you're the bad guy for actually moving on and being happy. So therefore, she's going to destroy you and make threats if you don't take her back. Piece of garbage. And oh, by the way, she's a mother. Well, she doesn't act like one. She doesn't care about the kids. Next update, and this is actually recently. He says here, it's been 6 months since I found this group and posted my story. So here is update number 3. I'm still not divorced, just met with GAL, and next is a home visit. It's crazy how you can be a great provider and father for many years, then have that role be dictated by the court. This poor guy. So she's dragging his name through the mud and making a miserable divorce because he's not taking her back. But I am 100% confident in 50-50 custody. I'm paying her child support, which is a little frustrating. I wish there was consequences for cheating, but hey, not gained by complaining. In other words, he's living in a no-fault divorce state. So her fucking the whole thing up doesn't make a bit of difference. As for me and the affair partner's soon-to-be ex-wife, that we will call Shania, wow, things could not be better. We have fallen in love. Oh, for goodness sake. Sounds so cliche, but the amount of trust and admiration we have for each other, the conversations are easy, the shared values and morals, we have an amazing time no matter what we do. Well, that's great and all, but still, I think the trauma bonding is the foundation for your relationship. It could have worked out, sure, but I think this guy, again, it's only been 5 or 6 months, is really rushing things. Don't make another big mistake. In 8 months of talking, we haven't argued about anything. We are still pacing well, haven't been around each other's kids. Forced space with our parenting time only makes the time we do get together to feel closer, and we always have a longing for our free weekends together. This is turning into something pretty great out of the rubble of what we have built on with our families. I'm excited to see how the story we're writing turns out. Dude, this is starting to sound like a fucking Hallmark romance thing. Be careful. Communication is so easy with her when it's not weaponized. I was always told that I am a bad communicator and a shutoff. And learning now that was because of how hostile communication was with my soon-to-be ex, almost every conversation was some kind of weird power struggle. Yeah, of course his ex during the marriage said he's a terrible communicator and a shutoff and whatever that means and all that. Because again, his ex is the narcissist. Everything is his fault. And by the way, guys, as you hear this story, if this sounds like your marriage or your relationship, like the thing with his ex, where everything he does is wrong, she doesn't want to listen, he's the bad guy no matter what, but she's always amazing, she's always in the right, you might be looking for an exit strategy. Well, that is the abrupt ending of the situation. Like I said, I'm covering this because it's funny that he's getting together with the wife of the dude that's banging his wife. That's a pretty good one here. Now, obviously, just by being with her is enough to chap their asses, and clearly it is. And I hope it ends well. Now, there'll be more updates, and I'll be curious to see how this thing turns out. But now I'm going to read some commentary, both from him and other details going on here. And one in particular is about, I guess, when he caught them originally. He says here, in response to somebody asking a question, I've done both. You'll be gaslit by the affair partner, and in my case, are mocked, which will only piss you off more. Confronting him is always dangerous, legally, and you just don't know how a confrontation will end up. I found the affair partner and my wife together sitting in the sauna at the YMCA. I confronted him and beat him up. Thankfully, I held myself back from doing too much damage, as the whole time I was thinking, keep it a misdemeanor, keep it a misdemeanor. Thankfully, did not press charges. So if he and his wife were in the sauna, then obviously they were butt naked with a towel over themselves. Saunas and YMCAs or gyms are usually men in one location, women in the other. Unless something's changed and I don't know. So as for someone that has done both honestly, a year later, neither was necessary. I was just reacting in the moment instead of just walking away. I was just trying to cling to something I had no control over. You know, this world's messed up where a guy finds another guy clearly hooking up with his wife. And that guy clearly knows the guy's married. And you're the bad guy because you clock him. That's messed up. Somebody asks him, what about your soon-to-be ex-wife? Is she still making your life difficult and tries to get you back? And he says here, she's trying to make my life difficult, but I walk unaffected. Aha, good. I just don't like when she tries interfering with my fatherhood. She's cooled off with trying to get me back, but she is bitter. I won't take her back after what she is now the second offer. She still sends me things that make me puzzled as to the meaning, like Facebook shorts and videos of her playing guitar and singing. Playing guitar and singing, she's one of those, huh? Well, there you go. I know it's an abrupt ending. I know it's not a massive conclusion, but it's an ongoing story. But like I said, I like these stories when the guy's strong. He's strong. He's moving on. And a little twist here. He's banging or getting with the wife of the guy who's hooking up with his wife. So anyhow, I wish him luck. And guys, you see any updates to this, let me know. So again, if his description of his wife, soon to be ex, sounds like a girlfriend of yours or wife of yours, good God, look for an exit strategy. It's not worth it, gentlemen. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.